What is going on, everyone? I hope you are all having a fantastic day. So, while I personally thought that today's video topic was way too specific, I have received a number of comments asking finance questions about couples and what the best bank accounts are for couples. And whether this currently affects you or not, there's a very good chance that you will be facing these questions in the future. So today, let's break down the advantages and disadvantages of combining your finances with your spouse and talk about some of the best joint bank account options that are on the market today that will allow you to collectively both go after your financial goals together. As always, if you do enjoy today's video, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, share this with someone who you think could enjoy this content as well, and let's jump right into it. So the question of whether or not to combine your finances is extremely personal and dips into a whole bunch of moral conversations that I absolutely have no place to discuss on this channel. So when it comes to combining your finances, regardless of your situation, that is completely up to you and your spouse and where you're at in your relationship personally. And this video is not relationship advice at all. I just want to make it clear that this needs to be your decision. Now, with that in mind, I think we all know that one of the leading causes of divorce is money problems, whether that be not enough money, or in some cases too much, as crazy as that sounds. And I think it is a topic that will affect a lot of us in some way. So first of all, let's address the question of why bother combining finances in the first place. Well, first of all, and most obviously, you have the tax advantages. Now, I know that might sound really shallow and conceited, but it's the truth. I mean, let's say you're living in the United States and you're single, making $85,000 per year. Well, at the federal level, that would put you at the top of the 22% income tax bracket currently. However, if you are married and you're filing your taxes jointly, then the top of that bracket is actually going to be $171,050, or double when you put your income together. Now, you might be saying that,
well, this is just double, and that's really no advantage.
And assuming that both parties make the exact same amount of money, then yes, that would be true. However, there are all sorts of situations, and maybe one person is working, or maybe one person makes a lot more than the other, and suddenly the higher tax bracket on your income is going to make a huge difference. And considering taxes are the #1 expense for 99% of people, this is definitely a big advantage of combining your finances. Now, outside of that, combining your finances and specifically your bank account is just going to streamline and simplify everything across the board. Whether you are paying bills, enjoying a night out to dinner, or just spending money in any capacity, it is much easier if you don't have to deal with the awkwardness and headaches of keeping track of who is paying for what. Now, again, this is not relationship advice, and by no means am I commenting on the way that anyone wants to live their life, but my personal suggestion would be, if you are married, then you should be combining finances for all of the reasons that we just talked about. However, other than that, I would keep everything separate, even if you've been together for a long time or you're engaged, because you just don't have the same rights and legal protections as if you were a married couple. But I'm assuming if you're ready to take that step and combine your finances, then you're probably ready to take that step and buy a ring. But hey, that's just me. Okay, so my take aside, regardless of your situation, there are some really important questions that you should be asking yourself and each other to decide where you are both at financially and, more importantly, where you want to be. Because again, money is one of the leading causes of divorce, and if you are both not on the same page with your finances, then boy, do you have some big headaches coming. The first question is, would you benefit from combining your finances? Now, obviously, if you are married, then based on all of the facts that we just talked about earlier in the video, yes, you probably would benefit from combining your money. Now, more importantly, a great question is, how are you going to manage all of these accounts? Meaning, who is going to budget, or are you both going to share in that responsibility? And the very important and difficult question of, are you both good at communicating? Even couples who are on the same page across the board and share in the budgeting process can drop the ball on the communication side of things every now and then. And that is why it is so important that you choose a method and platform that you are both going to use and that you both commit to sticking with and sticking to that budget and that platform on a regular basis. Now, thankfully, there are countless budgeting platforms that make it super easy for both individuals to see how much money is coming in and, more importantly, where that money is going. And hopefully that will help avoid any potential for miscommunication. So definitely check out some of those platforms that I have reviewed here on the channel, like Mint, YNAB, and even some of the integrated platforms within the banks that we're going to talk about at the end of the video. Alright, so if you've made it this far, then I'm assuming that you are feeling ready to combine your finances with your spouse, and you're just wondering what are the best options as far as joint joint bank accounts? Now, I know to some of you this might sound like a stupid question, but you'd be surprised. There are actually a lot of banks who do not currently offer joint accounts. For example, I have reviewed and praised Varo Bank a number of times here on the channel, but one of the biggest drawbacks of that bank is that they currently don't offer joint bank accounts for whatever reason. So let's talk about some of the best sleek and modern options for younger individuals and some more mainstream options for those of you who are looking for a more traditional brick and mortar banking experience. So my first pick for a joint bank account is going to be Simple Bank, and I did an entire review on Simple Bank for the individual side of things, and I was really impressed. And one of the biggest selling points of this account as a whole is that they emphasize joint accounts and have clearly spent a lot of time and money developing that side of the platform. Now, in case you did miss my review on Simple Bank, they are a fully online bank like Chime or SoFi, and they're going to give you that really sleek and modern design with the ability to track all of your expenses right from your phone through their wonderfully designed mobile app. Currently, their account is going to offer a 0.6% interest rate, which is pretty good and is definitely going to beat out the traditional brick and mortar banks. And they have a pretty sophisticated budgeting platform that is going to help with that open line of communication and make sure that both of you are on the same page financially. So if you are looking for a really sleek and modern way to open a joint bank account together, then I would definitely check out Simple Bank, because this is one of the few platforms that I have reviewed that really emphasizes their joint checking account. Now from there, my next option is going to be another bank that we've looked at on the individual side of things, and that would be Discover Bank. You might be familiar with Discover's credit card services, but if you don't know, they actually offer one of my favorite banking services as well, with a really competitive interest rate that's currently at 0.7%. Now again, I did do an entire review on Discover Bank and the Discover It credit cards respectively, so be sure to check out those videos if you want more details on either of those accounts. But they do offer a joint banking service and a slew of other financial services that could really be beneficial to you and your spouse. Outside of your regular checking and savings accounts options, you're also going to have CDs or certificates of deposit, as well as various loan options, meaning you can get a personal loan from Discover Bank. And not that it really matters, but the Discover It credit card is my personal choice for the best starter credit card. So if you and your spouse do want to start building your credit together, then I would definitely also check out the Discover It credit card. Alright, so we have two more joint banking options on this list, the first of which being Ally Bank, which I have talked about a number of times before here on the channel, and this is going to be the best option in my opinion if you want a fully online banking experience. Currently, Ally Bank is going to offer you a 0.6% interest rate, which is right around the first bank that we talked about, but they are also going to offer a crazy amount of other financial services, including money market accounts, CDs, loans including personal loans, auto loans, and mortgages, as well as their very own investing platform and retirement planning services. I know I sound like a broken record at this point, but I did do an entire review on Ally Bank, so if you want more details, be sure to check out that review on my channel. But they have some amazing savings features that are going to allow you and your spouse to reach your financial goals as quickly as possible. And my last suggestion for the best joint bank accounts would just be your local bank or credit union. I know that the first three banks that we talked about are fully online banks, and while this is an area that I have a lot of knowledge and experience in, I know that there is a lot of value and there's a lot of people who are looking for a more traditional brick and mortar banking experience. So while you probably aren't going to find quite as good of an interest rate at a local brick and mortar bank or credit union, you are going to have the huge advantage of having a physical place that you can deposit cash, withdraw cash, or just get a quick question answered by a real person in real time. So definitely look in your local area to see if there are any small banks or credit unions or even a large national bank like Chase that has some joint bank account options. So like I said at the beginning of the video, deciding whether or not to combine your finances with your spouse is going to be a huge decision and something that is very personal to you. But at the end of the day, there are a number of huge advantages to combining your finances, and most importantly, it's going to force both of you to get on the same page financially and start going after your goals together, which hopefully will become a huge asset to your relationship. So I appreciate you sticking with me through this very different video today. So if you did enjoy today's content, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this with someone who you think could enjoy this content as well. And as always, take it easy, and I'll see you in the next one.